Good evening to you. It is Sunday the 8th of April 2018, and I thought just as a start, just as a sort of assistant to know where we're coming from today, I would give you just the first couple of paragraphs of this morning's first reading, which comes from the Acts of the Apostles. The whole group of believers was united, heart and soul. No one claimed for his own use anything that he had, as everything they owned was held in common. Now, I just thought that was rather a lovely thought, rather a lovely reading from the Acts of the Apostles, and it actually fits very well with what I'm going to end up talking about tonight. But we've got to backtrack. We've got to go back to the last few weeks. A few weeks ago, I exchanged some emails with a chap who watches my videos, who wanted to be able to send me a box of stuff, and he sent me a box of stuff which was very well received, but it meant that I gave him my office address because the post people in England, they deliver during office hours, and I'm always at work, and if they deliver when I'm at work, if they try to deliver to my home address, what they do is they put a card through the door saying, "You was out. Your parcel is at the sorting office, and you've got to go to the sorting office, hey, guess what, during your working day." So we agreed that my office address was a good place to send things. And very kindly, that's what happened. So that's back then in history. Now, if we rush rapidly forward to about 10 days ago, I was asked to assist somebody with looking at motor cars. I've been driving now for 42 years. Yeah, I've had cars. I've had all sorts of cars. Cars that I've serviced myself, cars that I've paid other people to service. So this was a little favour that I was asked to perform, and I was pleased to perform it, to go along with someone to look at a car. It will help you to know that it's a Peugeot 206, a type of car I know nothing about, but you know, it's got a wheel at each corner, and it makes sort of brum brum noises when you turn the key on, and it's actually quite a sweet little car. However, yesterday was the day that said car was going to be prepared at the garage and all ready to be driven away. So we went to see the dealer, who I actually found to be quite an honest chap. You know, car dealers always get a bad name. I find this man to be quite reasonable, and he gave us a few clues about things that, well, you know, in the next few weeks, few months, this car would benefit from this and that, and you know, some very fair and sensible comments. And I laughed, and I said, well, there's a Peugeot dealer just up the road from me. Yeah, and that was that was yesterday. This morning was Sunday, and Sundays for me are always a little bit of a mixture. They're a mixture of some very good moments, they're a mixture of some less good moments, and it is my normal practice to pop into my office first thing in the morning, clear some emails, open whatever post has come in on a Saturday, and just have a little look at a few things. So there it was. I went into work this morning, and there waiting for me was a parcel I wasn't expecting, a parcel that was very well wrapped. People in the office expected me to unwrap it, which I did. I sort of, as I was unwrapping it, I got a feel for what it was going to be. I think you lot would like to see what it was. Now, this isn't how it arrived with me. It arrived completely wrapped, brown paper, tape, the sort of thing that cutworm would have attacked with a bayonet or flamethrower or something. But I just used scissors, and we got it open. And yep, very well wrapped, making sure that nothing in it suffered any damage whatsoever, for which we are very pleased. Now, in this box, a Hornby 00 point, a very useful item. You may recall the last parcel had some of these in. These are very useful and will get used. A trying point, early 1960s. I will probably use that. I've got things in mind that will probably come in handy for. A coach. This is a trying, early 1960s. We call that a blood and custard. Yep, that's very nice. A couple of little flat wagons. These are trying, again, 1960s. Fun enough, when I was a lad, I had one of these, and they had a sort of simulated tarpaulin thing on top of them. Very much appreciated. This is a little bit sad, this one. This is a Triang Ginty. Now, the plastic that Triang used in the early 1960s sort of warps and deforms. But it's on a chassis which has got the wheels and the motions and things, so that will certainly find a use. Now, telegraph pole, level crossing gates, all good stuff, all very good stuff. But remembering what I was just talking about, how about that? Garage. Yeah, so maybe we'll run the little 206 in there, and the chaps there can put a new windscreen wiper on the back and things like that. Isn't that lovely? This is actually, I will say, modern. The date on it is 1991, but it says made in West Germany. Now, West Germany ceased being West Germany in 1989, something like that. Obviously they didn't change the tooling, but that is wonderful. That will certainly go on a layout. But the things that I got particularly excitable about, all nicely wrapped so that they don't suffer at all. Let's pop that box down for a moment. There we are. Now, when you are looking for signs and wonders, what better than a pair of signs? Now, these signs are Hornby 00, 1950s. I think that one is probably no longer allowed to be shown because advertising cigarettes is now a no-no, but cleanliness being next to godliness, on the back of it we've got Lifebuoy soap. And the other sign, we have got an advert for Rayleigh bicycles. And what's this one for? Born Vita, cocoa. What a chap like me needs at this time of night. But on the back of the board, an oil advert for Castrol. These, I don't think I can show you, but cast into there it says Hornby Meccano, made in England. They are absolutely wonderful, and you may find this hard to believe. It's the first time I've ever had any of these in my hands. So whilst everything in the box was lovely and is very much appreciated, what a joy it was to find those this morning. It brightened up my arrival at work no end, I don't mind telling you. After that, well, I sat in the office and I did a few bits and pieces, which, you know, I get paid for, so has to be done. And then, of course, we had a much more important, much more enjoyable activity to do in St Mary the Virgin Church. Right, there we are. To the gentleman that sent me these, my thanks. It cheered me up hugely this morning. A wonderful box of stuff. It will certainly find a good home, albeit across the other side of the channel.